This is Justin AMZN on Tuesday, July 31st, 2018, and it is the end of July. Pre-market today, we're kind of range bound again. We've got a really large candle right before the open with a low down here at this kind of support maybe from pre-market. A little bit of old resistance here, possible new support. And then the upper end of the candle is the resistance pre-market, kind of in this choppy area yesterday. So we had selling on Thursday, selling on Friday, and possibly more selling today. We're still below this uptrend channel, and it would be great to have a move up into 1800 and get into this range again and then sell off, similar to this, like yesterday. So if we just sell off and come down into some of these lows, it could just be bought up and push up into this level. So that's what I'm looking for is a little bit of a pullback. We've had a pullback here, didn't really quite sell off too far. This is a bit of a bigger triangle. So it'd be great if some people were buying thinking, oh, that's it. Now it's going to go up, and then trap those people as well. And actually, if it were to trap those people, it would probably take out this low. Our next line is around 1747, I think, way down here. And it'd be great to have a bounce off of that. Or, like I said, a rollover from here, a bounce down there, and just some general chopping around. There's a lot of people still profitable on Amazon. So let's see what happens. Step into the day. And the very first candle is getting bought up. Some people selling right out the gate, and that just didn't work today. I don't remember what the opening candle was. Let's see. Back it up. It's the opening candle. Yeah. So bearish candle open. The last 2 days, and then today we got some buying to start us out. We do push right up into the 1800 price. It's a nice round number, nice whole number. And right up into this range, actually took out the high from here. So we're back up into this indecision doji here, and actually have, let's see, 1802.50 and 1801.83 is the high. So didn't quite get up into the same high at this price, but we're still below this triangle. And because I was saying, if we have a little bit of a pullback, going bearish from this bigger triangle, and pull up into here and then roll over, probably take this out. And so this is a great candle to get in bearish below and a stop above, or you're buying right here on the line to get in bearish. Here we go. Evening star reversal, breaks down, continues down a little lower. This is a really nice buying candle. We've got support from yesterday's close. But this is really just completing, the evening star reversal with, kind of getting triggered in with a low if your entry is down below this low here. That's like a $25 risk on this. So, or $25 range, that would be your risk. So that's really wide. It's doable, but I mean, what are your targets then? Your targets would have to be, 50 points away. It's 1730. It's below support. So that's too wide for me. But get a little bit of a flag here. Okay, turns into a 15-minute stair step. 20 minute stair step right here. Great place to just let it pause. Entry below the bullish candle, stop above it, you're in, if you're not already in. And this could be something where you do an add or reduce, where you add more shares or add more options and tighten up your stop here and make more profit on that trade. This is moving quick now. So we broke below that bullish candle, took out this low. Now we're moving. Pretty large candle here. We actually took out yesterday's low, and it could pause or could continue, and it does. It continues down into the 1747 price, comes all the way down to the 1730s. And it hasn't gotten here since the earnings, where it spiked down to, I think it was 1706 and change. So it doesn't quite get that far in this candle, but definitely a long lower wick. But this is phenomenal, where we rejected this price, sold off, came all the way down here and got bought back up. So this is the kind of trade where, you know, we're definitely on our lines here, and it's pretty cool to see that worked out. A little bit of squeeze here helped as this was going sideways here, squeezing, and then it triggered on this candle. And this wasn't too late to get in because it had rested here. We didn't really have a retest gap, but we just had a retest move into a known support that's turned into a new resistance. So now, again, this is a really large candle to trade back up. So looking for some consolidation to be able to get in bullish, unless you were buying at this level. And it's possible to have an order open to just buy there. So got some sideways movement here. This is another nice consolidation, some higher lows and relative highs that ends up breaking out. You could either get in on the breakout if it looks like it's going to continue. It could just have rolled back over and double bottom, but I mean, this is a really nice candle here with so much buying at a support. We can look back at what this level actually was when we switch over to the daily. But we got some breaking out, and it doesn't even actually retest, doesn't come back down to retest these highs in here. So it's actually held the low here, and any of these places could have been a good place to get in, you know, buying the lows of these candles, the stop down here, and then your target is going to be probably up here at around this activity, sideways action here. So around 1787, maybe 1790. Come back up into the pre-market range. The previous day, well, 1790 was what, up here? Probably getting out of this right around 1787. That's a good target. So it's continuing to move up and actually comes back up, almost gets to 1787 here, continues moving up a little bit more, there we go. Sideways. Let's see, how high is this? So that's 1794.54. So, you know, could have moved, you could have been in this, still way up here, just trailing up your stop. And then here's a little bit of rollover. Okay. So really nice rally, moved really quickly, not really quickly, sorry, moved really high. This was quick, this was slow, but this totally retraced that entire sell-off. Didn't quite make it back up to the high. I'm seeing a bit of a downtrend line coming in here, so I'll have to zoom out and see if it connects with some more things, because I haven't drawn a downtrend, even though we are in a little bit of a pullback. So I should have a line in there. And maybe we got into a good place to start to sell off here. So that's what we'll have to check. But really nice candles here. It's about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of sideways, alternating candles. So bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, and bears actually end up winning and gets this pulled back a little bit more. Now right here, we're contending with this low that got taken out. So it's possible that this one will get taken out after a little bit of a pause here. So, and it does. And then it starts to pull back, or starts to break down, just go sideways some more. And at this point, it's like, okay, it's just going sideways. It's not dropping crazy. You're still above this this bullish candle breaking out from down here. You're still above that by a few bucks. This is just going sideways, just kind of chopping around. Get a little bit of kind of a high base here from this low, just sideways, a little bit of a triangle, a little bit of a lower high and higher low. And then we actually do end up, so from that, we actually do end up breaking down slightly here. And then I think that's going to take us about to the end of the day. Just went sideways, a little bit lower, but not too much. Some larger candles in here after hours. There we go. So you get this selling, but then that came back up. So we'll see what happens if it's going to open in a similar range. If we have a buying candle, retest up in the line. While we're looking at the 5-minute here, I wanted to just point something out. So I'm going to switch over to the daily. So this price right here, we're right about 1800. That this line is sitting, this uptrend line is here, and the wick actually gets into that. I switch over to the daily, what I notice is this uptrend channel is actually sitting higher. And that price right there is around 1806. The wick, the high in the wick is 1801.83. The high in this wick is 1801.83. So I'm like, why is this price sitting here right at 1800? But the one on the other, on the daily, is sitting up around here, 1806, somewhere in here where this line is. I realized if I go and turn off the extended hours, I'm going to get that same price. So is this going to work now? All right. So if I turn off extended hours, I'm seeing the same price. So this is right around 1806. Oh, where are we? 1805. I guess the whole day it's got to pick a price to be at. So midpoint. No, the middle of the day is like right here, 1807.50. What's this? 1807 to there, 1805. I'm not sure what price that is exactly. So I'm just trying to make sense of this. That it's a little more accurate to look at these lines from the daily to the 5-minute without the extended hours. But it is traversing a larger width here that you can see. I mean, it should show this entire range as like a thicker daily candle, but it doesn't. It just shows that's the price. So it's around 1805, 1806. So in here, 1805, 1806 is, let's see, that's too low. It's somewhere in here on that candle. So I'm not sure how that really works out exactly. But what's really interesting is these lines, if I zoom back out, this uptrend, it still touches in some places, you know, some choppiness, got up here. We didn't quite retest up to it. They didn't work as well. I mean, here's a touch here. Didn't quite get it back into it here. But if I turn the, not that way. If I turn the extended hours back on and look at the same chart, and now I've got, let's see, a retest into this. So choppiness right here, retest into the line here. It seems to work better. A few days ago, okay. So, you know, this has a lot more price action right on this uptrend channel than when we don't see the after hours pre-market. So it's just really interesting the way that we've been referencing these lines. They actually work so well with the extended hours on, but not so well with them off. And maybe the lines would be a little bit different on the 5-minute with them off. Anyway, just something I noticed, trying to make sense of what's going on in the chart. So I want to kind of look at the prices we've seen yesterday and today. So we got into this price, and that was around this choppiness here. So that's yesterday between like 10 and 11. So I'm going to go look at the puts because we were getting up in there here. So I'm going to look at the puts between 10 and 11 yesterday. So between 10 and 11 yesterday, we were in this range. And then we got into that same range on the stock today, but the option was lower. Let's see. No, the option was lower because this range lost a couple bucks today to get down here. What's interesting though is the low price today here right at the open is right at 10, and the low price over here is 980. You could have set this up as just set up with the broker with a trade $10 by $9 before the open, at the open, whatever, and it should have triggered it. Maybe would have triggered here, should have triggered in here. But this is the same price that we were at yesterday down here between 9 and 10. And a very similar price that we were here the day before. So this was yesterday, this was Friday. So if we come back to the daily, come back to the 5-minute, you can see that at the open, sorry, I forgot what time frame I was looking at. Okay, between 9 and 10 yesterday. Between 9 and 10 yesterday, it was back up here, getting ready to sell off. And now we're up here, or we're down here. So we're like, what is that? $15 difference in highs, something like that, something close to that. Where's the high? There we go. 1802, we'll call it 1816. So $14 lower, we're seeing a very similar price. $14 lower and a day less till expiration. And we're seeing really similar pricing. The options here and options here. Now, if I'm just looking at the option, looking at the puts, if I bought here on this breakout from here. If I bought here, I made a little bit. If I bought here, I made a bunch. If I bought here, it grinds up, but I made a bunch. If I buy here, it just shoots up. If I buy here, again, 10 by 9, same price, then it rallies and then down and then up. And this would be pretty sideways in here. But there was the opportunities to go up, from $10 to, let's call it 17, from $10 up to 40, and that'd be amazing. And then back here, $10 up to, 30. Now, not say you would have traded it that way, but, from 10 to 30, from 10 to 40, from 10 to 18, those are some huge gains. And all of it trading off of the same option at the same price. It just repeats. I don't have the line drawn in, but I'm going to do it right now. So if we just draw, I'm just going to draw here and show, I'm probably going to be off a little bit. Okay, there we go. Look at that line. Pretty straight, mostly straight. I tried. I can go edit it. But we're seeing, so I want to put it, is it going to work? There we go. Or by a 10, by a 10, by a 10. This may have been a stop a little bit lower, but it just matters, when you're trading. So the low on that candle is 95. That can be right. 95. Okay, it looks like it goes lower. I thought there was a wick in there, but it's probably just that purple line. A little bit of choppiness here. This was definitely a breakout price. Nice round number at 10. Got into it here, 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 and we'll see if it does it again tomorrow. That's what I'm noticing. It'd be great to catch one of those. Just one, let alone, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the course of 3 days. That'd be huge. So let's take a look back in here and see, okay, now if anybody was buying this bounce here or waiting till it got into this pattern and then broke out, maybe you bought at the 10:05 candle on the calls. So the 10:05, at 10:05 a.m. on the 1800 call expiring Friday, you could have bought for probably around 10. 10 by 9 wouldn't have worked here, probably would have been stopped out. 10 by 8 could have worked, or 950 by 850 could have worked. But this just goes sideways, and you'd expect the option to lose a little more value as it's doing that. But it ends up not pulling back at all and just rallies. So let's say you're in for 950, you're able to flip it out at 1550. That's 6R right there in the matter of, an hour or so. What time is this? Yeah, around an hour to be able to do that. It's huge. And this kind of setup, this is on the calls now. So we had this massive lower wick. We didn't even come close to retesting that value. You'd have to zoom in on a 1 minute to see how this actually behaved. I did look at this on a 1 minute and just see, I'll do it here real quick if I haven't programmed it in 1 minute. So it's pretty crazy to see this. So we actually went up in 2 separate 1 minute candles. And this one we actually came down, never closed below, and then came down again, never closed below. And had just a phenomenal move here. Like, look at this. Like, look at this candle. That's a great candle to buy off of. And it did actually retest and then rallied and then sideways here and then broke out and just channeled up. And then it continues to break out, broke out of that channel. And now the uptrend channel here, that's the resistance has now become support up through here. And then it just goes sideways. Looks like it's going to break out again to get up here. And it doesn't, rolls down, retest, rolls down. These moves, I'm being more general on how I'm explaining it because each of these 1 minute candles does mean something. But you can see, the consolidation we're getting before breakdown. Consolidation, breakout. Consolidation, breakout. Consolidation, breakdown. These are ebbs and flows, and they're working. And so, it's really phenomenal that this price level, it did not close below. If there's any other chance to get down into the 1740s, that could very well be viable. Let's switch back over to, oops, not the 15. I went back to the 15 one. Let's look at the 5 minute. There we go. And I can see, what's going on kind of behind the scenes, what's going on with, the option, the stock. And then you can see kind of how the option would move. So large little wick here, and then on the call that was the major breakout, and then it immediately sold. So you would have had to been ready for that, really. So more conservatively, maybe buy a 10, flip it out at 30. Maybe that would have been filled over this, 15 minutes here if this side was in action. So, and then once we got into the afternoon of the day, we really didn't rally anymore. We went sideways. We came into a high around 1800. I'm sorry, 18 bucks, and then a low around 14, and that was our range, pretty much our range for the rest of the day. And then looking at the option, looking at the stock, 5 minutes. It's just going sideways through. So let's zoom back over to the daily. Actually, come back to the 5 minute. Let me see if I can draw. I'm not sure where to draw a line. If I just connect the tops here, then I'm kind of skewing it because I don't have a line coming down from higher. So that's too steep. So let me see what I can do to manipulate this. Price. That's a whole lot better. And if I just, there we go. So let's say that on that day, so this day, you know that it's significant to break back into this uptrend channel. So it gets into it, retests it, rolls down, goes sideways, opens again on here, sells off, opens, rallies up to that, rallies up to that. Looks like this could again be another rally, but look at that. We actually had a breakdown and then a recovery, and then this is just a little cup with the price action here. But this line really lines up. I'm gonna leave this on and see what we end up doing. Why is that out? Let me try that again. I didn't have it collect. There we go. Okay. I think I had it selected. I can't, so let me click. I'm not sure what's wrong with this. It's not letting me click on it. Okay, anyway, we'll leave this line in here and see if we come and interact with it again tomorrow. But pretty much, this works out really well to see how we have this price really, just half an hour away in time from the this cross reference, and then we get back into this, then it rejects it. I mean, having these lines in here is really, really valuable to, I don't say predict, but have a really strong idea of where this is going to go. So I hope you're learning something. Again, here's the daily. Here's the 5 minute. Here's the 5 minute for the 1800 call. Here's the 5 minute for the 1775 put. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin AMZN.